What's up, y'all? Drama here with another review, this time for 1976 Back to Midway, a VR game in the vein of the old Capcom top-down shooters. So this one's kind of a weird one in that the VR is intermittent and you are usually top-down. Now, interestingly enough, and you do maybe get a little feel for it there, while in that top-down view, planes can fly kind of into your face, so it's kind of like a 3D effect, which is neat. But still, I mean, the game is basically just a fancied up top-down shooter from the 80s or early 90s. So if that's your jam, you might very well enjoy this. That said, it kind of is my jam, so I I found the game pretty fun. Spoiler alert, right? So on the fun side, I did find the nonsensical story, as told by Dr. Ivan Ivanovich, to be rather amusing. It has little interspersions of time travel changes, ripples that we've made to the timeline. One stupid joke in there that I found rather amusing was the new software companies of Macro, Swift, I think it was, and Pear, obviously Microsoft and Apple. It's just little things like that that, I mean, it doesn't fit with what you're trying to do, which is stop the bad guy, but it adds some levity to the game, which, while it wasn't necessary, I found welcoming. It kept me going just to see what Dr. Ivanovich was going to say next. Uh, Additionally, the VR sections, of which we're watching one of them here, they aren't great, and they're pretty short. Each level has two little VR sections, and whether you're outside the plane or inside the plane will vary depending on the level. There's also one VR section where you're just a gunner. They aren't great, but they do add a nice change of pace. So I enjoyed the VR sections. And they're skippable if you don't. As far as other nice little bonuses, I do appreciate the permanent improvements you can make to the plane, which, while again they don't really seem to do a ton, they do benefit. You see more bullets showing up on screen as you fire. Eventually, it does take a while though. And the game does get harder as you go along. I didn't notice it through the first, I think, 8 levels. I'm like, oh, this is just more of the same, more of the same. But the last few levels really saw an uptick of threat, I guess. Unfortunately, though, the threat doesn't matter, because outside of the very last level, death only impacts your score and the number of coins you can take to go buy more improvements to your ship. So, I don't know, between samey bosses, levels, enemies in general, and a progression system that, while appreciated, doesn't feel the best, I don't really think I can recommend this at full price. That said, as I started out the review, I did enjoy the game. I got my money's worth. I also got it on sale for $8. I think $8 to $10 is probably the price point most people will find worth it for this game. Obviously, cheaper is better. Who doesn't like cheaper? But it just didn't quite live up to what I was hoping for. That combined with the very short game. I mean, you can get the platinum on this in a few hours. I think it took me 2 to 3 hours total, and that includes some grind for coins at the end. It's not something that's going to last a long time. And I don't see that the replayability is there. Honestly, I just don't. There's challenges, which you can go back to get, but they didn't do anything for me personally. And there's no difficulty settings. So, I do recommend it for around half price. Anything more than that seems like probably something you want to not get. Drama out.